Hello world, welcome back to the Razor RC, and you guys asked for it, so we delivered it. We got the Serpent Sport SRX8 RTR Nitro powered buggy. A lot of people asked me to review this. If you've been following the channel, I've been doing a lot of Nitro 1/8 scale buggy RTRs, and so we got what a lot of people think is the best Nitro RTR out there, so we're going to take a look. We're going to take a quick look at the box. So yeah, 2.4 gigahertz Dragon RC radio. Here is the Nitro engine. Some people think it's a Nova Rossi engine. I'm not sure about that. We shall see. Anything else to look at on the side? There is the actual model number, made in China. Quick look at some of the other parts. The Serpent engine, Dragon RC polished tune pipe, all aluminum shock towers, aluminum shocks, including the front and rear 16mm. It does have this funny looking radio, probably not the best, we'll see. 15 kilogram servo as well. So yeah, this is actually based off the Serpent Cobra SRX8. So this is really only one generation behind. Most of the RTR buggies that you can buy on the market are pretty old. Stuff from the Kyosho, the HPI, the Low Speed. Those are all really old race buggies that they turned into RTRs, but the Serpent SRX8 is just one generation old. They now have the Pro, but yeah, this looks like a really good vehicle. So yeah, let's take a quick look inside and we'll see what you get. Okay, got everything out of the box, and what you get is the Dragon RC 2.4 gigahertz DTS3 radio. I did notice it just has steering and throttle reversing, steering and throttle dual rate and trim, so there's no endpoint adjustment. Probably not the right radio for this application in my opinion, but we'll see how it goes. That is the radio. Something you might want to change, the receiver bind plug. Here is some extra spare parts. So it looks like different shock pistons, different servo horns. I don't know what that is. Maybe some sort of servo spacer or something like that. So a few basic things for some tunability. Also includes the manual, some stickers, and the little information sheet there. No one really wants to look at that, but here's the buggy itself. So first off, this is a really wide buggy. I mean, the widest buggy I've ever seen. The chassis pretty much goes all the way out to the tires. I've never seen that before. The body, super bright fluorescent orange. It's much brighter in person than it looks like on the pictures and stuff like that. So engine-wise, there's a Serpent engine. Let's try to pull off the body here. Does kind of get stuck around the exhaust pipe and the pull start. And there you go, there's the body. Feels like Lexan. Yeah, this is a true Lexan body. You can tell by the clear windows. That's really nice. Actually, medium weight, works pretty good. Tires, tires feel awesome. Foams, compound, everything feels super soft. Kind of a low-C style air filter, it looks like there. Engine-wise, looks a bit like a Force engine. I don't know who makes this engine, but we'll have to see. It does have the dual exhaust springs there. Pull start, of course. Nothing really holding on the air filter there, so that's a little interesting. Here's the two servos, very beefy looking linkages. Seems really nice, nice clear fuel tubing, which I really like. I think it's 125cc fuel tank. Super nice polished exhaust with 3 springs, probably the highest quality exhaust I've ever seen on an RTR. Quality on this thing looks really, really high end. I mean, it's got machined shock towers, so I think everything is 60-61, but they look really, really nice. All of them shocks with plastic shock, I don't know, mounts I guess you would call them. Looks like pink springs in the front, pink springs in the rear. The nice dark brown, I don't know, probably spring steel metals used throughout. So a lot of these parts are pretty much the same as the Serpent SRX8, the older race buggy. So yeah, the plastics, everything seems super beefy. There is the radio tray. Not sure why there's a big cutout here, but I'm guessing receiver here, battery there. So you will need probably a flat receiver pack, on-off switch. Yeah, plastic servo horns, but they do use nuts actually, so pretty cool. The front brace is plastic here, so not aluminum or anything like that. Adjustable servo saver, aluminum Ackerman bar. No adjustments on the Ackerman bar, rather interesting. Really beefy turnbuckles front and rear. super high quality looking vehicle. Really nice. It sells for $500 or $480 or $490 here in the US. I will have a link in the description below where you can take a look at that. But yeah, I guess the next thing we gotta do is fire this thing up and see if we can get it started. All right, I've ran a half tank through this, so I am just starting to do the break-in process. But I want to share some thoughts on getting this thing started for the first time. It was a little more difficult than most of the vehicles I have started, so just want to share some tips. First off, I did switch to a number 8 OS plug. I think this is easier to keep idling and running. It's a little bit hotter. I'm pretty sure this is a Force 3.5 engine. It looks exactly the same as my HPI 3.5, which is Force based, but I think it just had like a little extra ribbing here or something like that. But it looks like 99% the same, so that's what I think. And I believe the Force engines also generally come with like a cold plug, so I would switch to a number 8 medium. I think that does make it idle a little bit more easily. Also, the screws on all the Force engines I've had in the past seem to be like set up more for what you would want when the engine is fully broken in. But to get it to idle for the first tank, I do think you do need to reach in the needles quite a bit. So if you look at the high-speed needle, I've got it basically backed out to where it's flush with the channel of the screw rather than the face of the screw. So I would start there if you're having any trouble starting this thing, because I could get it fired but would not really idle. It was basically starving for fuel. And then same thing on the low speed needle. I don't know if you can tell, but it's just about flush with the channel of the screw head rather than the face of the screw head. So I would back it out. I don't know how many turns that is, probably around 2 turns or so on each of those. And that'll help it, I think, idle a little bit better just for the first tank or so if you're just idling it. I also did mess with the throttle and steering dual rates just to kind of get it centered, because really you want, you know, full trigger pull to open the carb all the way, and then obviously brake to close it. Normally you would have different endpoint adjustments, but this radio doesn't have it, so you kind of have to mess with the dual rate instead, which is not ideal, but it works for now. So yeah, those are some tips on the Serpent SRX8 if you have trouble getting this thing started for the first time. It did take me a little while to get this started, probably about 10-20 minutes before I could get it, you know, idling properly, and it did mess around with those needles before it was running. The idle screw I think is fine. Actually, mine was pretty close. I maybe turned it at 16th or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, it was pretty close. So anyways, that's a first quick look at the Serpent SRX8 Nitro, and we are going to be obviously doing break-in next, and then hopefully some first running videos. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe buttons. Look for more videos soon. Thanks for watching.